Hi everybody, how's everybody doing? Yay! Eclipse, yay! Eclipse, eclipse, eclipse. We're in these great and gorgeous eclipse energies, which means that place everything on the table that you want to eclipse and transform into something new. And that's what eclipse energies allow us to inspire ourselves to really reflect upon and look at what's going on from the time that we've been born to now, what behaviors and what programs that we've been placing all of our focus in, what programs have we been feeding, what outdated belief systems that we've been feeding, all of those experiences that seem outer reality and that seem as if they're happening to us are all a figment of our soul's desire to experience who we are at the fullest. And, oftentimes, those that are new to awakening might say, well, that's ridiculous. I didn't choose my parents and I didn't choose to be born in the poor conditions that I was or the abusive conditions. But we actually did. At a soul level, we chose certain experiences and certain understandings to assist one another to be those partners in soul exploration and soul growth. We are allowing ourselves to see that everything that is within our experience is that reflection in some way, not in a direct way. And this is some of the misnomer information that's been in the awakening community that's become cliche, but sometimes not always true. That how we perceive things in any one moment is always shifting and changing. So allow yourself to know that what we're stepping into right now is the unlimited potentiality of who we are, rewriting 3D programs to infinite programs, which means that anything that you read from the past into this moment right now is obviously changing and shifting and can become infinite if you so desire, if you so choose. There's always those boxes and those rooms and those cubes that you can put yourself within and allow yourself to maintain those safe structures and comfort levels. However, the more that we are bathed with infinite light, with infinite wisdom through the soul, through the DNA, through all that you are as a spirit essence, then those will become more uncomfortable to stay within. And why your soul keeps triggering tower moments and keeps triggering those experiences that you see in your outer reality so that you truly break down the walls of all that was and see there's nothing to fear, that you're a part of it all, you've created it all, and allowing yourself to truly accept and honor and allow who you are as spirit to become fully expressed, to become fully explored, to become fully experienced, experience yourself in all that you see. Then you're allowing yourself to live in the fluidity that is source, to live in the fluidity that is love. It's always love. It's a loving experience. Why it doesn't feel loving is because we're holding outdated limitations and beliefs into who we are and what we exist within and what truly exists within us. Within every cell, the universe exists, the omnipresence, the wisdom, the intelligence, all that we are in all forms that we've ever held. The wisdom of all that we are is within every cell. And it's so hard to, it's like mind-boggling. The DNA and all that we've understood the DNA to be is so not what it is. And this is why I've been a proponent to offer that all of our sciences and all of our traditional studies will change because we must step out of the old world understandings of scientific research and how science has always been held in a specific box. Because if we choose to continue to limit ourselves in how we perceive and how we understand information of the all that is source, then we're never going to allow ourselves to step into our infinite unlimited potentiality. Science has its place in traditionality, absolutely, but we cannot continue to see it as we are ascending into frequencies that are the allness if we're allowing ourselves to continue to place ourselves inside the box when we're doing scientific research. It must be brought into an open arrangement of infinite potentiality. That is the universe. That is the omnipresence. If we're looking through a telescope, if you will, and we're wanting to discover new cosmos and new stars, if we're seeing it from a 3D perspective, then we will always see the same stars based on our 3D understanding, our 3D knowing, our 3D research, whether it's been proven, whether it's been tested and proven 10 times or 100 times to make it truth. This is what we need to step out of, to know that we can expand the fundamentals, if you will, of who we truly are, what we exist within, and what's going on within us. Someone that's in a higher experience of consciousness can allow yourselves to see and tap into the infinite potentiality that's coming to you through the inspiration of your soul and your spirit that's also living other timelines is that same similar, if you will, scientific energy, like a geneticist, if you will. My teams are showing me that there was other lifetimes that I was experiencing as a geneticist and why I came here with, some of the excitements that I do about health and cellular health and things like that, so that I can incorporate those energies, and why it's just a matter of me being excited and me, tapping into the excitement of who I am to learn more about who I am, to explore who I am, and express who I am, then those energies and those remembrances just come online. I don't necessarily have to take traditional energies taken from a fixed vibration of experience to become all that I am supposed to become in a doctorate level, if you will. because we must really open our minds and our hearts to all that we are as multidimensional beings, and allow ourselves, especially educational systems and socioeconomic systems, how are we valuing and placing the importance on old world traditions that limit us in our potentiality? One can find far greater divine intelligence in innovativeness and wisdoms if we allow ourselves 2 to 3 days a week of meditation and honoring the inspiration and the creativity that comes through that than we do in our allowance of studying practical, traditional information that's been the same for 50 years. Because it's not being inspired by spirit. That is traditional text that is placed in a box and confines that allow us to learn the same information over and over again. We're bringing consciousness into all that is, because it is all that is. Consciousness is all that is. The more we become one with all that is, the more that all that is becomes in all that we experience and co-create and allow through us. And that's the mind-boggling thing, because we've all come from those egoic, limiting 3D programs. We say 3D programs because when we're moving about life, we tend to take on the beliefs that others have created for us, our parents, the socioeconomic system, schools. Any of our social programs are based on beliefs and you know, when your prerequisites, you know, how do we create a program? Okay, well, this is where you fit, this is where you fit, this is where you fit. And everybody is placed in these little boxes that has nothing to do with who they are as spirit. And we take on those definitions, we take on those roles, we take on those limitations of who we are, and it's not who we are at all. So how can we really, at the earliest of ages, inspire through different creative networks? And those are my terms and my uses, because those are the inspirations that I am coming forward with. A creative network that, instead of it being an education system, have it be a creative network system through which, even at the earliest of ages, we inspire who we truly are, what we exist within, and what exists within us through exploration and experiencing who we are as spirit, and then expressing ourselves as spirit. Therefore, allowing us the highest potentiation of who we are as beings of light. That being of light is infinite potentiality in all things. How we manifest is infinite, if we so desire. If we allow ourselves to be continually limited within the programs that we've taken on to transcend, and that's okay too, there's no judgment in it, because each and every one of us has come to transcend the 3D programs of who we've taken on ourselves to believe. It's just like putting on a layer of clothes, that not your layer of clothes, it doesn't even fit. So take it off, rip it off, be naked like the star, and say, this is who I choose to shine myself as. That's not my belief. When I express myself fully, completely, and without apology, through that creative expression of who I am, to sing and to dance with Gaia, and to sing and dance with the fairies and talk with the fairies, and they're sharing information and wisdom about the planet and water, and about the water body that we have within us as the Christ, that allows me the highest, greatest potentiation for not only living in my excitement and being my soulful self and my oneness with God and spirit, but it allows me to also share everything that is unknown to those that are newly awakened, and knowing that there's new information in that inspires and ignites others that also have those gifts and codes that need to be awakened within them. But if we're continuing in the same programs, we're continuing in the same cycles and systems, then nothing evolves. So how can we bring the consciousness of our omnipresence, the allness, into everything, and infuse light into it, into every system, and have it be creative and expressive and exploratory, because that's who we are. We would never allow ourselves to create new innovativeness without the exploration of our infinite potential, and releasing the programs through which we've taken on and placed on top of us to say, well, that was what I was taught within dogma, within parental or lineage or Akashic channels of energy that don't fit me anymore. Each of us have come with an Akashic and lineage veils, each and every one of us without exception. Each and every one of us has said, I'm going to take this on for my family, and I'm going to heal this for my family, because it's time for us to step into these new potentiations of omnipresence. Is how we understand ourselves to be one within the all within the one. That is the law of one, the universal essence of who we are. And in these veils of limitation, in these veils of density, in these veils of fear, I'm going to allow myself to see and perceive and co-create certain experiences so that I can say, is this what I choose for myself? Free will. Do I choose to awaken to a higher potential of what I know myself to be as the soul and the essence of what I was born as? You were born as perfection. Mother, Father, Source, Creator, all that is creation is saying, you're perfect, you always have been. What belief are you taking on, and whose is it? And do you want that anymore? You can choose to let it go and just take it off and be naked. Just be naked. Who are you? And those are those moments of awakening. Is this really belong to me? Is this serving me? Is this allowing me to be my fullest, my expressiveness, the aspect of me that I really want to experience all that I am? And ask yourself those questions to say, okay, today I'm going to let go of this, this, and this, and then start behaving and acting in that heightened sacred way. Honoring yourself as sacred, which you are, you were, you always have been, born as sacred. You are love, always have been, always will be. You're pure love. That will never change, never change. No matter how we choose through our programs to defeat ourselves, to deny ourselves, to destruct ourselves, to abuse ourselves, any of those behaviors are because we've taken on programs that do not show who we are at the soul level. Your soul and your spirit know who you are, and it's wanting to express itself. It's wanting to flow and be that creative beauty that you are. And if you're not allowing it through the ego to say, well, it's not accepted because people think I'm weird, people don't want my sacredness, people think that they're not, you know, people are challenging me because I want to heal myself and I want to be my spirited self, and others around me don't accept it. Whatever those belief patterns are, what you were taught from your lineage, what you were taught and brought forward from your Akash, what you have in your socioeconomic environment, circumstances don't matter. None of that matters. It's an illusion. It's an illusion that others have bought into, that you've attracted so you can show yourself, do I have my bold, fearless knowingness to know that, you know what, that's not mine. I don't want that anymore. I'm out. Tap, I'm out. And simply walk out the door. Allow yourself the sacredness and the honoring of who you choose to be, and start garnering that as your intention. Today, I intend to create sacredness. I am sacred in my expression. I'm sacred in my experience. I'm sacred in my exploration. I'm love. I'm the joy of who I am, and I choose to be that and live that and express that. And in that, I get to explore even more aspects of who I am. It's infinite, it's eternal. That is the infinite potentiality. When everything that comes to us in any moment, is this infinite? Am I buying into my infinite potentiality, or am I continuing a limited program? And every moment we can ask ourselves that. Is it limited or is it expansive? And you can feel into it. And if there is the experiences, and we all have this because everybody is, you know, beginning their own awakening path, the environment and those that you commune and circle and play around, are they supporting your healing? Are they supporting your expansiveness? Are they supporting your full and true, honest, authentic expression from who you are? And whether they do or not, you continue in that sense of self, that oneness with who you are. Because you are showing others how to fish. You are showing others how to release those programs of limitation. And again, of course, if it becomes, you know, abusive or you know, negative, where it's causing damage to your spirit, your soul, or your integrity of who you are as a being of source, a being of love, when you've done nothing but, you know, share love and integrity and light to those just for being you, then you have that free will choice to move away of things that are not of integrous to your energy and your vibration, and continue to show them in that moving away that you are also showing them how to fish, so that they can have their strength and bold, fearless experience in themselves to say, you know, that's not serving me, and I'm choosing to walk away as well, because it's damaging to the heart when you stay in something that continues to demean you and degrade you, and that pulls away at your sense of self. And you can choose at any point to say that's not okay, you know, and stand up for yourself, stand up for your rights to be fully who you are, to know that abuse and negative, you know, malicious, energetic activity, you know, derogatory activity is damaging to the spirit and to the soul, you know, and everybody is affected. You know, those people that judge it, those people that send it out, it's as damaging to the person that they're projecting it to, and it's damaging to their own spirit, because there's nothing that's separate. You know, it comes back around somehow, some way. Those tower moments that everybody experiences are the reflections of, what do I need to stand up for and who I am as truth, or what have I been sending out? You know, and this is why we say those cliches about, you know, the world awakening, and what you send out is what you get back. Yes and no. Some of it is for you to stand up and say, that's not okay anymore. You can't treat me that way. So there's an infinite number of lessons in every experience, so that you get to at any point in time and say, am I living and I'm honoring who I am as sacred? Because there's many of us that have been light workers since we've been here, and the constant giving and the constant kind heart and the constant light work. Some of our lessons are to engage with those that are constantly taking, and those that are constantly manipulating, those that are constantly thwarting the energetic authenticity. And it's some light workers' experiences to know how much to give and when to give, when to be a master, when to show others to fish, when to back off and say, no, that's not okay. I deserve greater, I deserve more. And again, it's all dependent on your unique soul's experience, on what you came here to express and explore and experience, you as source, yours, your infinite potentiation. Because those soul lessons are directly related to your destiny and your soul's journey of who you are within the infinite, within the all. Many of us have come as code breakers, if you will, to be the leaders of something new, to take what was in 3D programming and break it and make it into something new that's infinite and limitless. And to do that, that creates the inner conflicts of, we've all been brought up in limitation, some to dramatic and varied degrees through abuse and through mental and emotional mind games and manipulations, and that we see in our society, that we see in all that we've created as a limiting program society. And so those of us that are meant to be those code breakers, those program breakers, we have to build that resilience. We have to build that strength, that inner strength, and that inner sense of self to say, I will stand in my power. I will speak my own authentic truth. I have that right. I have the right to stand for what my spiritual path is and what my expressions are and my grace for who I want to be. And I have that right. And I'm not going to fall, victim or in compromise because of the, because the dis-ease and the discomfort from others, knowing when to stand for what you believe in and that foundation of who you are, because each of us were creating a new legacy. And what is the legacy of your name? What is the legacy of who you are? What is the legacy of what you want to create? And how can you build that? You have to build that. You have to create that. That only comes from who you are as your truth. And it's a vibration, and it can be felt and known and everything, because your truth is how you manifest, is how you create. The people that you call in and you attract to say, wow, that was a great co-creation. How about we create a foundation for those that don't have? How can we create new global wealth, and share the wealth from those that have to those that have not, and really start creating systems that we break all codes and all programs from what was. And it requires that each and every one of us break the boundaries and break the walls and the glass ceilings from everything that we've been placed in, because it's been comfortable for dogma. It's been comfortable for systems of fear and control. Darkness and density and fear do not evolve. It's a cycle and a program. Light evolves, love evolves. It's the most expansive frequency in our universe. Compassion, love, forgiveness. Light, it expands, light expands, light expands. That's your soul's desire, the innate soul desire. Even the one, anybody that's on our planet, even with the most heaviest, dense programs that they've come to transcend, they would not be here and they would not have the ability to transcend them if they did not have that equal light. So those that carry the most suppressive programs to overcome are the most powerful light workers. Make no mistake about it. Source, creator, your soul, your oversoul of oversouls does not place you in a circumstance in which you do not have the mastery to overcome. It's not, you have it. It's equal. It is the law of one. So anything that you feel you might face that seems overwhelming and insurmountable, that there might not be answers, there might not be a way out, there might not be a way around. You open yourself to the infinite potentiation of all that you are as source. You accept all that you are. Bring all that you are for judging yourself for not thinking that you didn't have answers. You didn't have a way to make something work. You didn't have a way to see something become miraculous in your manifestation. Whatever it might be that limitation is. Sit and honor it and acknowledge it as a part of the infinite minutia that is the human experience. For us to move through infinite waves of energy and infinite waves of the human experience. Something that my team said yesterday was that, or this morning, everything seems to be, so quick, and we're sure flying by with time, aren't we? Oh, I found that gift yesterday too of the universes, our multiverse ascension. I found it on my files yesterday, so I'm going to put that up on Facebook. Can I put it up? I think I'll put it up again so that those that want to know what I saw in the dentist chair that day about the multiverse that was ascending and how that looks. Because right now we're going through a bottleneck. And this is why these winter energies are really important for us to really place in front of us and face it all. Face it all and say, okay, what's my most dense frequency that's really driving me crazy? Usually the stuff that really, pulls at you the most and really causes you the greatest, that needs to be released first. Do I really need to continue with these programs and routines? I was keep inspiring my kids, and I'm saying, what's happening on our planet is it's serving us in so many ways. It's allowing us to understand the importance of who we are and how infinite and progressive and limitless we are as beings, to create new systems that honor all human beings, that honor all life, that honor all health and wellness programs, to create anew and inspire it anew, to create our oneness, to create our togetherness and our unitedness. Because without one another showing us what we need to see, to inspire strength, to inspire inner knowing of who we are, we wouldn't have those reflections. Then there would be no ascension. We need the polarity, we need the duality, we need the back and forth movement of who we are as energetic, cyclical beings that move through cycles of awakening and evolution. Because if we didn't have that reflection within one another, we would not allow ourselves to see the allness, the soup, the perfection, the elegance that is source. It's all source. We can choose to release the emotional pull to it. You know, whatever is happening in those circumstances, whether it's your outside environment, work, family, whatever it is, those are circumstances. Your vibration, your state of being, your sense of self is what matters. How you align yourself with your vibration, how you know yourself to be true, how you release what it is that has been seemingly holding you down and holding you back. They're illusions. They're not real. They're not real. It's what you've given yourself to say that I don't have that power within me to change it. You can take back that power and reclaim your power and say, yes, this circumstance doesn't suit me anymore. I'm taking back my power and that doesn't suit me anymore. Okay, bye. You can take back your power and claim it in whatever way that's right for you. And that could be an addiction. It could be a food malady, whatever it might be. What do they call them? Allergies. Take back your power. Some of the allergies that many experience is because when they were really, really young as an infant, their parents told them that they were allergic to something and they continue that. It's a belief. They can release that allergy. You have complete and absolute dominion over everything that you are. You are sovereign. You're infinite. You are limitless. You are source. The only difference between spirit and us is that spirit knows this. So how are we awakening into more and more spirit, knowing every moment I am infinite, I'm infinite, I'm infinite, I'm limitless, I can do anything. I have complete dominion over my health. I have complete dominion over my wealth and my abundance. It's a cyclical energy of vibration. I am abundant. I've always been abundant. I'm ready to receive my abundance. I'm worthy to receive abundance. Those beliefs are not mine. Those circumstances don't matter. My vibration matters. My vibration creates. And so they were showing me, when we're moving and releasing the 3D programs, in any one moment, study yourself. I mean, you are your own greatest master and teacher and student. Study yourself when you're out around different people in different environments. How do you feel? What programs come up for you to release? What programs come up for you to challenge? What programs come up for you to say and face, that's not my program anymore, I'm releasing you. That circumstance does not matter. The ceiling on my income does not matter. The seemingly burdens does not matter. I can go within, I can center within my allness, and I can say, how can I sort this out so I can feel into my limitless experience of this? Because there is a limitless experience to anything, if you so choose. And so they said, study yourself when you're around others. So when you're around others, and these are the programs that we've taken from our societal lineage, Akash, and all those things that we've taken on as clothing and as veils, to rip them off and say, okay, time, enough is enough. No more, no more. You can't cross that border anymore. You can't do those things anymore. I'm tapping out. What have you taken on that says, I am worthy of someone that treats me with honor and respect. I'm worthy of friends that value me and honor me because I give that to them. Whatever it is that you're needing to take off and rip off, whether it's your worthiness, your value, you're honoring your full creative expression, which many of us, especially many creative children, have changed who they are and have limited who they are because their unique and expressive and elaborate and sometimes eloquent expression of who they were was not understood or accepted by those that were still in fear and limitation. So that creative expression and who we are as spirit is so very important to tap into every day. Because A, it allows you to heal your sense of self. It allows you to heal and reconnect with yourself as spirit. And it allows you to align with all of those wisdoms and informations that are coming to you all the time from Creator. From the omnipresent field that's within the all that our collective needs. Our collective is feeding into this beautiful, elegant, omnipresent soup of potentiation, and we have access to it. That's why many of us with light language and codes and singing, we're playing with those fields to enhance those that have the codes within their DNA to awaken to their unique gifts that constantly feed evolution through the divine program of the divine mind, Mother, Father, Source, Creator, the Elohim, Creator Gods, Mother, Father, Spirit, the Ascended Masters. So many consciousness groups that are working in evolutionary programs that assist humanity. There's so many. Everybody's going through evolution. Nobody is outside of evolution. And so what they were saying was study yourself. What is the first thing that you usually do when you're around other people? Do you dim your light to fit in? Do you self-deprecate yourself? Do you empower yourself? Are you the one that wants to be seen? Do you push your way through and let others, fall away? How do you behave when you're around others? And this shows you some of the most immediate 3D programs that you're here to transcend and become spirit. So when you're surrendering into spirit, because this is usually ego. Ego has taught you to be afraid of who you are. Ego has taught you to be afraid of systems. Ego has taught you to be afraid of being unique. Ego has taught you to be afraid of not having enough, the getting and the doing and the behaving in certain ways that ego makes you think as if you're, all high and mighty, when really your spirit is aching for your spiritual connection and your spiritual fulfillment, which is all that really matters anyways, because all that ego stuff falls away. Everything that is egoic has a cycle because it's spirit. It's spirit. Spirit is cyclical. It requires its rebirth time. It requires its new integration and ingathering of new information and seeking and exploring. That's ingathering. Then there's that behavior where you're integrating. You're integrating everything you've just ingathered. You're integrating the wisdom. You're integrating the new behavior. You're making shifts and adjustments on your behavior. You're making shifts and adjustments on your words and how you use your words, how you communicate, how you want to express yourself and explore yourself. That's integration. Integration is full and encompassing. It's one of my most favorite phases of ascension. Then there's the death cycle. That death cycle is saying, okay, well, now that I've done all this, how can I re-express and pull out and press out even more? How can I push out what it was? Because even that is a boundary. And that's what they were showing me, is that no matter what we think, the lower mind is still lower mind until it becomes completely harmonized as the higher self, the higher mind. And that is a harmonized journey and adventure and harmonization. Nobody can just do it overnight because there's so much density that needs to be cleared, and it wouldn't be healthy, and it wouldn't be healthy for anyone to do so. So this is why your journey of ascension is perfectly timed and outlined for you. So don't feel as if you've got to do everything overnight, because you don't. It's not possible. This is what they just told me this morning. I went through this huge list of all of these things that, wow, I awoke to that one experience of my infinite, limitless potential, because I've been working with the Andromedans to inspire me about healing the mental body. All of those 3D programs that limit us. Well, this is what you were taught, this is what you were told, you can't go any farther, you can't heal yourself, blah, 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 blah. People aren't going to accept your creative experience, your expression, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to accept what others say and all of those programs. They're just circumstances that are step right out of. It's all valid. It's all great because we've had to move through the minutiae and experience it. It's all part of the valued, appreciative path. Valuing it, appreciating it, honoring it for what it's taught you. Yes, I can go through that density. It didn't feel very good. Oh, it didn't feel very good at all. But you get to incorporate it. You get to integrate it. That was a part of me I get to integrate. I get to integrate that density. I get to say, you know what, that's a part of the ride. I honor it. I accept it. And now, you know what, I get to press out and do something new. So release the emotional tie that, many of these experiences have us to, saying goodbye to old programs, saying goodbye to old things that don't suit who we are in the limitless. And we can usually sense into those things by how we initially behave in circumstances where others are involved, because we immediately go into, okay, well, how do I have to behave and act to feel accepted, to feel valued, to feel treasured? Nobody in outside energies can teach you that, but of course we're not taught this as the individual souls and the essence of who we are as spirit from early ages, because we're taught in systems of limitation. You can see how it's all programmed in limitation. When you step out to say, well, I'm an infinite being of light, I don't need a system to tell me that. I can express who I am and explore who I am and experience who I am in an infinite number of ways. And I can be this way around others who also want to be their infinite self. And I can attract other experiences where they're infinite. We start creating experiences of infiniteness. So allowing yourself to see and feel into how you limit yourself. And then how can you create that limitless? So within everything that you limit yourself within, whether it's an addiction, whether it's food, whether it's your belief of who you are, whether it's a health experience, it doesn't matter what it is, because remember, that's just the outside package. When you get within it, you are always love, you are always pure, you are always shining, you are always infinite. And allow yourself to be that limitless in all moments that you recognize it. How do I behave when others are around? Well, I tend not to sing, and I tend not to be all bouncy and cheery, because they're in their reality that, they're telling me it sucks all the time. So, okay, well, I can still be all me. I don't have to dim to fit in. I don't have to dim to, make them feel okay. Then that just makes everybody sucking, and it's like, okay, well, now we're all walking around in this vibration of suckedness. So who's winning here? So be who you are, express who you are, love who you are, be the flouncy, bouncy, beautiful person that you're meant to be, talking with fairies and talking with Gaia and talking with all that is spirit that others might not get or understand. That's okay. Be you, fully, unapologetically you. And allow others their experience and have it be okay. Detach from the emotional experience of it all. Because that's anyone's comments, anyone's experience, anyone's thwarting at you or pushing at you is their vibration, not yours. And have it be okay, because they're learning to find who they are in that experience. And whatever they attract back to them will again be the reflection of that experience. Do I want to keep experiencing these reflections of tragic moments, of dramatic moments, of chaotic moments? Or do I want to step outside and say, perhaps there's something more? But they can't get it unless they go through it and take ownership and accountability for what they're attracting. Sometimes those moments are so that you stand in your power and say, enough is enough. I take myself out of these circumstances. Because again, they were showing me not all experiences that you see are for necessarily sometimes even your lesson. You can garner it and see it from an infinite number of perspectives if you want to, if you take yourself to that higher self level. Oftentimes it's because you're the one garnering spirit in that experience so that they can open up to see what they have put out into creation and how they can amend and change their experience. And you're helping them as the space holder, as the guide, not the fixer, not the one that says, okay, I'll do it because I can, and in your infinite ways that a light worker and a divine feminine can. Anybody that is awake and conscious that says, this is easily solved, we can easily solve this if you so choose. There's enough information and wisdom, and there's enough empowerment, inspiration, encouragement that we all begin helping each other see, well, what are your beliefs that have held you into that experience, that you're co-creating that? What are your beliefs about you? And turn it back into their joyful experience with Source. Not as a judgment, not as demeaning, not as deprecating, but say, well, how can you create a more expansive and exploratory journey with Source? Because there's an infinite number of ways that you can choose next. And that next experience will be profound, and it'll be manifesting miracles. It'll be manifesting your greatest health. It'll be manifesting your greatest abundance. But you have to see that for yourself. And you can't if I'm fixing and telling you and offering all of the wisdoms that I have and I have experienced, that I've explored in my infinite number of lifetimes here. You have to do this for yourself, and honoring that expression of mastery and fisherman to know that, well, how can you have a greater experience with creation? You're infinite within it. So what can you ask yourself, and what can you let go of and get rid of and transmute and say, okay, spirit, this is an old belief. It's not mine. I'm going to send this up to you with a great honor. I've known how it served me. It's allowed me to see my potential. It's over here. I know it. I can see it. But right now I get to choose it. Now I heal all. Now I forgive myself for everything that I've done in that past. I've forgiven others for what's gone on in the past. And now I choose this whole new potentiality. Because now is where infinite exists. Now is where all healing exists. Now is where the foundation of all abundance and all health and wellness exists. But we have to choose it. We have to know I am infinite. Every cell allows me my access to all of creation. My heart is the portal and the mechanism to me as a soul. As a soul, I have infinite light. As a soul, I have infinite capabilities. As a soul, I'm infinitely connected with all that is spirit, with all that are my higher selves of higher selves of higher selves. And I'm constantly integrating new aspects of me. Constantly. There's never an end. There's never an end. There's never an end. If you choose to be stagnant, that's when the chaos and the bumpy rides and the tower moments hit, because spirit is saying you're so much more. Are you going to wake up? Are you going to wake up? Tower moment, tower moment, tower moment, tower moment. And the ego wants to keep fighting it. Well, no, this is what I know to be true. I don't want to go outside what I know to be true. And spirit is saying, well, why not? There's so much beauty over here. It's okay. There's still no judgment. But that's the ride. That's the ride of evolution. It will continue to get bumpy until you surrender to spirit and be fully love that you were born as. You're all born as love. No matter the circumstances, you're perfect. You're pure. You're infinite. You're God. You're spirit. You're love. You're joy. You're the planets. You're the stars. You're the moons. You can do and be and have and achieve anything. You're infinite. Circumstances don't matter. You are infinite. You matter. You're valued. You're treasured. So that neutral essence where you choose, I'm infinite, all else is no longer. And every moment, every time you're in a new experience, just be in joy and be in exploration and be in embrace and excitement of who you are, experience yourself to be. It's always about experience. When we move and pass into another lifetime, the only thing we take with us is our expression and our experience of who we have been in the exploration of our soul. That's it. We cannot take anything that the ego thinks is important. The ego does not allow us that soul growth. It does in a way because it's created all of these densities and these illusions. So yes, in a fact, it is that negative pull of that magnetic factor, if you will, that jets us out into this once we surrender into spirit at that heart level. Today, I surrender to spirit. Today, no matter what happens, there is no fear. Fear is an illusion. There is no limitation. Limitation is an illusion. They were systems and programs that I took on, and I choose to reprogram my mind. I choose to reprogram who I am. I choose to reprogram my space and time. I choose to reprogram my reality. There it goes. Your choice and your intention is so powerful. Choose your great health. Choose your wealth. Choose your abundance. Choose your infinite creativity, and allow your soul to sing and be excited about who you are. Be the embrace of who you are. Say, you know what? I'm a singer. I'm a sacred toner. I speak with spirit in an infinite number of ways. I'm a sacred weaver. I'm a tapestry of God. So be it. And I'll attract those that want to be engaged and involved in that and co-create with me in that. I'm a unique being. I'm a great frequency of light. I bring great joy to this earth. I have great wisdoms, and I am going to start living it. I'm not going to let another day pass. Life is too short. Life is way too short to be held within so many limitations of density that simply don't serve us anymore. And why can't we start creating new systems of creative networking? Creative networking where it's not called schools anymore. It's not called schools anymore. Why cannot, with this beautiful exploration of what we've experienced, why cannot children do an infinite number of ways of exploring their desire to see and know and feed information in different ways? Why can't it be a mixed experience of having outdoor, creative, expansive, social time in and out with different activities within our community, and also have online learning through which those old energies and those old buildings that were, how many children have said school feels like jail? You know, they're being taught things they don't want to learn. They're being taught things that don't make sense to them anymore because their brains and their genetics and their energy bodies are completely on a different vibrational plane. They don't learn in the same ways we learned 50 years ago. It doesn't work. This is creational tower moments, if you will, showing us how can we create new systems that actually serve the DNA, the genetics, the infinite potentiality of all that we are. Why not have creative network systems through which the kids get inspired through different ways to learn, different programs, different platforms, different ways through which they entangle and engage at different multidimensional levels? Why does it have to be the same system that we've done for eons? This is the wake-up moment. This is the tower moment that we all need. For 2021, how can it be different? How can we truly awaken the gifts within each and every one of us? Because make no mistake about it, every teacher and every school board attendee, everybody within them has the infinite potentiation of creative source spirit. And within them, they have an infinite number of experiences that they can say, well, why can't we do this? It's going to save this much money. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. And the kids are going to have a blast. They're going to have a great time. Let's do this. This is the experience that each and every one of us are being placed within. How can we break all limits that we've placed upon ourselves that didn't work? Is showing us, we were showing ourselves as a collective, these systems are not working. Socioeconomically, these systems are not working. So our 2021, our 5D experience is and has to look different than 3D. It must. Otherwise, we're just allowing ourselves to seep back within cycles and systems that are unhealthy and limiting. Because within limitation, there is ill health, is disease. That's not rocket science. Stress. It's not rocket science. How can we be infinite? All these children want to know they're infinite. They want to know their value. They want to know that they can create beyond imagining, that any textbook can show them and tell them. Nothing wrong with textbooks. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with textbooks. I'm saying, how can we create a network of exploration and expression that allows them to know who they are as an experience of source? There's so many of you that are infinitely creative. Muse, ponder, tap within the soul of who you are. There's information coming from spirit. How can we now break open and create new systems? How can we honor the light that is within each and every being to create greater health, to create greater systems of wellness and joy for all, where these children are the evolutionaries, these children are the magicians, these children are world leaders. If they have these infinite ways to express and explore themselves, there would be no war. That's not what spirit is. Spirit doesn't go forward and say, I'm going to create war so I can protect my boundaries. No. Limitation does. It's a have not. It's have and win and lose and win. That's ego. That's limitation. That's fear. How can we bring light and break it all open? Starting at the earliest of ages, you are infinite. You are spirit. There is nothing that you cannot do. You are the essence of source. You are the essence of love. You are the essence of infinite potentiality. Every moment you're infinite. Every moment you're infinite. Every moment you have within you anything that you need to call in that new wisdom, to call in that new experience, to call in that new potential. It's coming at a faster rate. That's the acceleration of energy. That's the acceleration of our evolution. And why we're allowing ourselves to know, okay, what limitation am I facing today? And how can I break it open? How can I break it open? Put me in a box, I'll break out of it. That's why we're here. That is why we are here. Every system, every socioeconomic system, every fabric of tradition and structure, we're meant to infuse light into it. And take the beauty of that tradition and pull it forward and say, how can we create more light in what it was originally meant to be? Many of our traditions, way back in our most ancient cultures and tribes, were meant to be in the living and the embodiment of that sacredness of whatever that tradition was. How have we manipulated it in fear and control? These are questions to ponder about why we act in the way that we do, why we behave in the way we do, what belief systems have been passed down to say that this is who you are. No. I get to create who I am. I get to say who I am. This is my birthright. This is my truth. I get to stand up for who I am. And I'm meant to be the most expressive being that I've come to be. Because that's all I take with me. That's all I take with me. And I want it to be the best rest of my life so that I'm giving and being and honoring myself as spirit. Because I know that as I do, everything is served. All is served. All are served. When you live in the highest expression of who you are, when you express yourself joyfully and freely with great excitement, all are served. And whatever limitations are holding you down, whatever limitations are saying you can't do that, whatever, anything that you feel is a burden that is weighing on you, it's an illusion and you can let it go and step outside of it. No matter what you think it is, no matter what you think it's claused in, no matter what you think it's keeping you stuck and gated in, it is an illusion and you can choose to let it go. Your ancestors, your tribe, your soul star friends, your galactic families are cheering you in the ethers and saying, let it go. It's not for you to carry. It's not your burden. Let it go. Be free. Express, explore, and experience yourself fully as love. That's why we're here. That's all we take with us. So can you explore yourself as love? Can you express yourself as love? Can you experience yourself in an infinite number of ways today as love? Can you bring the light to you? Can you bring the light to your words? Can you bring the light to hugging and holding yourself? And you know what? I honor myself. I'm integrating those darker aspects of me. I'm honoring those parts when I was told that when I was a child I didn't matter. My gifts were crazy. Can I honor that? Can I integrate that? Because that wasn't my belief. I don't take that on and I'm letting it go and I'm forgiving it. I just honor me for who I am. I love who I am. Creating that redirected sense of self that is loving and honoring and accepting because you're infinite. And study yourself when you're around others because you become your greatest master. You can say, wow, I noticed that when I did that, and go back to your journal and you get to see how much progress you're making in letting things go that don't vibrate in your soul's desire to be expansive and expressive and really fly and be that beautiful, divine, elegant butterfly that you are, and be okay with that. Be okay with the exuberance of who you are. And if others are not okay with it, they'll just move away. They'll find their friends to be okay with. It's okay. It's all a journey of exploration of energy. Have it be okay. Thank you, Spirit. Allow yourself to be free in who you are and love yourself in who you are. Allow yourself to be loved in who you are because you're the only one that matters. You loving you is all that matters because that is the crucible. That is the portal. That is that crucible center point. Everything opens up. Everything changes. You change your reality by choosing so. I get to choose today. I will express myself as love and I will not hold back of being love. I won't hold back. I won't hold back. I won't hold back. I am love and I will embrace myself as love and I will forgive everything because it's not worth hanging on to. The density that worry and fear and anything that you've been hanging on to, the density and the ill that it causes in your body is not worth hanging on to. And you can choose every day to have a beautiful, sacred, letting go experience, and you let go of anything, any energies that are in your bodies, in your fields, anything. Let it go every day. Let it go every day, in the morning and at night. So that you go to bed with this beautiful, open energy and say, wow, I feel great. I'm beautiful. I'm loving myself. I'm just sacred. I'm sacred. I'm sacred. you know, and honor yourself and call in those beautiful, expansive energies. I'm calling in the expansiveness of who I am now because I've let go of a bunch of density that doesn't serve me anymore. It's making me sick. You can feel that darkness and density. It just makes you feel sick. And it makes everybody else around you sick. So let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Forgive it all. Put it all on the table, lay it all out and say, okay, these are my limitations. What do I want to take with me? What can I leave aside? And say, where does that belief hold me true? Is that a belief that I want to hang on to? What are my beliefs here? Where did I pick that up from? And why does it even matter to me? Because this is what I really want to free. I want to free myself in being expressive. I want to explore myself as joy today. How can I be joy today? In my words, in my beliefs, in my co-creations, in my food. How can I be joyful? How can I whistle more? How can I say hi to more people? How can I express myself as the loving oneness of all that we are? We are the law of one. We are. We're showing each other how beautiful we are. We're showing each other how expansive we are, how we're reminding ourselves that I love you, and I can say that. You know why? Because I know you're God. I know who you are. I see your soul. I see your spirit. You are infinite, and I can say that with truth. I love you. You are love. You are pure love. You are the infinite aspect of God, of creator, of spirit, of all that is, the creators of the universe, omnipresence. You have wisdom about the stars. You have wisdom about the oceans. You have wisdom about the elegance that is life. You have wisdom about your body and how to heal it. I'm telling you, these are truths. These are truths. I know that. I can say I love you because you are source. You're source. You are source. You are beautiful. You are source. You are a child, so beautiful, so valued, so treasured. You're infinite. There is nothing, nothing, nothing that can stop you from being and living and expressing who you are and saying, when those moments call for it, I don't want to be treated like that anymore. That's not okay. This is my body. It is sacred. This is how I want it to be treated. And I speak and I honor my sacredness because that sets a standard for my next foundation. I get to create my legacy, and this is what I want it to look like and feel like. And start setting the boundaries for those that continually press on the negativity until they understand that those are your new boundaries, and they can choose to go play with other people and just disengage entirely, because you have that right as well. And allow them to understand in your walking away that perhaps there is a result of what they've been putting out, because it will come back. There will always be energetic justice in all things. It's just the way of the universe. It's source, it's creator. It's like, okay, well, that's what you've been putting out. Okay, well, here it comes. Next tower moment. You walk about just being neutral and loving everything, you know, well, it's okay. I get to be with me, but I'm telling you right now, don't treat me like that. That's not okay. I get to stand up for me. I get to have my spirits back. I get to have my souls back and say, you know what? My body is sacred. My mind is sacred. My gifts are sacred. And I'm not taking on whatever your beliefs are, because those are your beliefs. That's your vibration. You can keep that all to yourself. You don't have to engage with it and take it on. But it takes a sense of self to say, okay, well, anybody can say whatever they want. Doesn't make it true. You know your truth of who you are. Stand within your value of who you are as truth. I know truth. I know truth. Source is truth. That vibration deep within you, that is truth. And nobody and nothing can take that away from you. I mean, that's what one of the most beautiful blessedness that Jesus brought, the most gracious, most masterful teacher of compassion and elegance and grace that he was. And I constantly see new visions of him and his new grace and his new elegance of who he was. And all of the negativity and the beratement that he took just by speaking love and teaching love. And that was one of my life lessons as well, is just, you know, to garner that thick skin so I'm not emotionally broken by everything that everybody says. That's been one of my life lessons, because I'm here to be a leader and a teacher. But because I'm an empath and I'm a crystal, all of those energies for all children, my son came home and he said the other day, he said that, you know, my teacher said this to me, and he said what his teacher said. And I said, well, you don't have to believe it. I mean, how many of us walk around still reiterating what our teachers have told us when we were younger? They're so impressionable, and they carry those beliefs and those statements thinking, and they take it on as a part of who they are. You know, it's just like putting on a ring. Well, that's what they said, so now I'm going to make it mine. No, you don't have to. That's not who you are. You get to choose who you are. You get to choose. That's not who you are. You're infinite. You can do anything. Nobody's putting a limitation on you. You don't have to take it on. You can send it right back in a bubble of love and say, that's not my belief. That's your belief. That's your vibration. because they have limitations that they have to work through. It's okay. But you get to choose throughout your life who you are, what your infinite potentiality is, and allow all others to work their stuff out. Allow it to be a game of allowance. I allow you and I accept you unconditionally because you're God. I can say that I love you. You're God. We are one. But I'm not taking on your negativity. I'm not taking on whatever games are going on. I'm not a part of it. You could play your games. Play your games. There'll be other people that you can play with. I'm out. I'm going this way. You have that right. I stand in my power. I speak my truth. I honor who I am as a soul. I honor who I am as a spirit. And I honor you. I'm honoring you. So allow everybody their unique path. And if there's energies within you that are frustrated because others are creating light, if there's others that are around you that are creating those great joyful moments, then go within and start healing. You know, why am I feeling so frustrated and aggravated because people around me are so happy? They're showing you that aspect of joy and love and infiniteness that you are. You've just determined to perceive yourself as lacking. And the ego lashes out, you know, like children on the playground. You know, I like you and I like watching you because of the vibration you bring, and I'm gonna, you know, poke you and prod at you because I like you. You know, to get attention. You know, those are games that you can choose not to engage in and walk away from. And allow the ego and those games to continue to play with those that want to play those games, that have those lessons to learn. Once you've chosen to know, I've learned the lesson, I understand it, I'm choosing not to behave within it, I'm choosing not to entangle within it, because I know my truth. But then I'm walking away to create something new. And everybody is going to be mastering their own version of what ego limitations they have been placed within, and why they continue to do and behave in ways that they do, so that they can break out in their own unique way. They can be their own fisherman, they can be their own master, they can be their own healer. You can heal anything, body, mind, spirit, and soul. You can heal anything. You are source. But you have to acknowledge it for yourself. You have to say, I'm ready. Today I'm ready. Today I will not be taken advantage of. Today I will not be told what to do. Today I will allow myself to heal and meditate and pray, and not to be made fun of. Whatever it might be that you're going through that is a limitation to you, whether it's money, finances, you know, the limitations that are placed upon our intelligence, whatever it might be. Because each and every one of you have your own experiences of your ego limitations that you're here to transcend and break away. You can do it. You can do it. Face it. Honor it. Say, this is a part of God's experience for me. There is no fear. It's an illusion. I face it. I look at it. Say, that is not a truth. It's not mine. I let it go. My truth is love. My truth is profundity. My truth is change. My truth, I embrace myself for who I am. I'm infinite. I'm changing. I'm evolving. God will call it in for you. You'll be remade over. Trust. Trust your beauty. Trust your awesomeness. Trust who you are as the joy of God to recreate yourself in any moment. A source, creator of spirit, the creators of all that is, the omnipresent of all that you are, connected within the stars and the moons, all planets, all experience, all that is life, all that is Gaia. You're in it all. The good, the bad, the all of it. You get to choose. Have everything be neutral. Neutral. Release all fear from it. Release your emotional connection with it all. Release it all. It doesn't matter. Neutrality with it all. And drop to your heart. I choose to express myself as source today. I choose to just forgive it all, to forget it all, and allow myself right now to live as infinite love. I live as infinite love. I live as infinite love. My body, my mind, my spirit, my soul, I am infinite love. Every cell is under my commandment. Every activity is under my commandment. I live with the knowingness from my heart that I am love. My heart, I am love. My body, I am love. Everything I create today, everything I entangle with, I am love. I am infinite. I have infinite potentiality. I can do anything. I can be anything. I can experience everything. And I choose to express myself freely as who I am, a spirit. I am spirit creating matter. I am spirit creating love. I am spirit calling in new tribe. I am spirit calling in a new vocation. I am spirit creating new abundance. I am spirit. My matter is spirit. How awesome is that? Your matter doesn't have to be diseased. Your matter can be glowing and spirited. You get to choose. And it's all valued. It's all valued. Every experience is, even if you had experiences, we all have them when we were younger and we were in school, and we took part in the games that made us and others feel small. You can allow yourself forgiveness in it Release the density from your field, release the density from your body, release the density of everything that you were told that was less than perfection of who you are as spirit. Release it. It's not who you are. You're not limitation. They showed me, and this will be our last thing before we get off. Even in our most expansive, incredible, miraculous, doesn't matter how we might think it's the most infinite way of expressing, and we said this in one of our videos a while ago when I was channeling, it doesn't matter how expansive we think it is. If we are not in a neutral state of flow, this is the 5D behaving and becoming, is that mutability of source. I am mutable source. Every moment is different. There is no fixed belief. It's all mutable. It's all open. It's all infinite. That's 5D. That's where we're getting. That's why I'm bringing this up, because our 3D limitations in our mental body has gone through so much limitation and density that it creates great illness in our bodies and our minds. All of the mental dysfunctions that we have in our brains are from those experiences of belief systems that hold us in dis-ease, illness. And we are going to be tapping into creating sacred sound and sacred images and sacred coloring and sacred techniques to break through a lot of the brain diseases and illnesses that are thought to be unsolvable. No, we are here to solve the problems that we've created. We are here to solve the diseases that we've manifested. We are here to bring light to it, and we will. So anything that we think there is a limitation in any way, even in the most wildest things that we might think, okay, I'm going to break out this limitation, I'm going to bring it into something that's beautiful and wide and open. And anything that we think that the ego mind will then start to bring, okay, what if it becomes this, this, and this? That is still a limitation. So as much and as often as you can, watch how you behave around others, study yourself, and try and become as open and as mutable and flowing as you can in every moment. Become fluid and moving, because the ego because the ego is entrainment. That's what ego does. It entrains itself through programs that you offer it. Offer it the infinite program. The infinite program is source. I'm mutable, I'm open, I'm infinite. Because anything that the ego will then start to fill in, unless you're in that higher mind state, which is meditative, that higher consciousness state, and very few people have that in a waking, walking around state, because they don't. They're governed by ego. So it's up to us to entrain ourselves to live and surrender as spirit, to live and surrender as the higher self. That's that heart space, which that is mastery right now that many of us masters are choosing. We're choosing to walk as spirit through the open heart, to live as the higher self in all moments in that mutable flow of source, through which all wisdom and information come in awakened state. You don't have to be in meditation to be that and to live that. In this mutable, open, flowing experience of source, the ego will then entrain itself, because that's what the ego's been trained to do, is say, well, what if it looks like this, this, and this? Start compartmentalizing the infinite inspiration of the source. So again, it's up to us in training ourselves to be infinite, open, flowing, and mutable, so that we're not placing any ceiling on anything that spirit provides us, that we live as our higher selves. And that's entrainment. We're going to have to train ourselves to do that, because we've come from infinite eons and eons and eons and incredible, all these lineages that we're all healing. There's all been, limitations. And that's okay. But just expect that. The ego will want to go to compartmentalization. The ego will want to go to systems of definability, because that's how it relates itself to itself. And it thinks that I'm going to be null and void if I don't define myself and itself in the program. No, my program is now infinite. You're okay, ego, we've got this. So you're going to have to entrain yourself into the fluid malleability of source. And that takes practice, and you do that by studying yourself. Well, how am I limiting myself in this moment? Am I allowing the openness of source to be with me in this business meeting, so that I can receive the highest information and bring light into this business meeting? Or am I confining it to the rules and regulations of these outdated systems that are not working for anybody, and why we're sitting in this business meeting? So allow yourself to be mutable. Allow yourself to be infinite. Allow yourself to know that when you're in that higher self mutable experience, you're bringing in the highest wisdom that source is saying, here's how you can change your collective experience to be evolving for the greater good. Because that's what we're always offered from spirit. It is always greater good. It's not always, how can I be served out of this, and how can I make more money for my department in this? Those are egoic, and those systems are falling away. And why those of you that are awakening are coming to these experiences and coming to these videos, so that you can know that I can infuse light into this. Yeah, let's bring this up to a higher frequency. Let's bring light into this. Let's bring this into a higher consciousness state, so that we can actually be the ones setting the trend, so that we can be the ones that are the change makers, so that we can be the ones that are breaking all borders and boundaries. That's why we're here. We're here to bring heavenly resolve to all the things that we've put boxes around, especially our spirit and our soul. It's so exciting. Yeah, yay. That's the eclipse energy. Release anything and transmute anything that's holding you back, anything that's limiting you and put in a box and wanting to squish you and hold you tight and say, no, you can't go, you can't go. No, my spirit is free and I'm going to fly and I'm going to move and I'm going to be exactly who my spirit wants me to be. That's your sovereign right. That's your birthright. And allow all others their potentiality to be who they are in their unique time. Everybody's path is unique. Everybody's path is divinely perfect. They're meant to see and do and experience what they will. There is no judgment on any of it. It's all perfect for every soul. But we're saying through the experience of what I've experienced, what I've come to experience in the limitations and the programs that I've been brought up in, to allow yourself as divine feminine to know that you are wise, that you are beautiful, that you are sacred, and we're here to amplify and we're here to rarefy all vibrations of all life. We're here to bring the life-giving and the nurturing and the tenderness and the gentleness of all life and say, we all matter. We are all treasured and we are all valued. Every voice matters. Every voice counts. We are all source. And that's why I can say I love you, because I know you are source. I know you are God's child. I know you are a creator. I know you come from many heavens. I know you are a master in the heavens. And you're here to bring it down to earth. You are here to anchor it. You are here to be your creative self. You are here to be all that you can be for all others, because your soul is aching for it. Otherwise you wouldn't be here. And it's perfect in whatever manner and whatever ride and whatever pace you want to go. It's always perfect. It's always perfect. And you will have the support of the heavens. When you intend to offer yourself in love and in joy and honorable creation on behalf of the heavens, on behalf of you are a spirit, as love, as light, as joy, as the intention of love for the greater good, the betterment of humanity, you will always have infinite, infinite, infinite support. In your desire to serve, in your desire to fully be you, in your desire to fully be expressive as love, you will always have the infinite support of the heavens. Always. And the ego will show you that if you're acting and behaving and living from a space of ego where you're wanting to get one over on someone, or you're wanting to live in an egoic way, or you're wanting to pull someone down, and whatever it might be that ego wants to create for you and you create for it, then that will not be supported by the heavens. It won't be. Those will be those karmic experience that will come down in tower moments, tower moments, tower moments after tower moments, because it's ego. Spirit supports the exploration of it, but when it's being done over and over again in manipulation ways, and it's being done over and over again in ways that limit and create toxicity and create negativity, and the people know that they're absolutely doing it, it will not be supported by the heavens. They have spirit guides that are continually trying to wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. There is light. You don't have to behave that way. You don't have to act that way. You don't have to behave that way. You don't have to act that way. But sometimes their soul's journey is to create so much chaos, to create so much negativity, that when everything comes down, they finally see, wow, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe there is a better way. And why? That the light will bathe everything. The light will sort everything out. There is no judgment on any of it. It's what their soul needs. But those that are moving through transitions, and those that want to create the life that is purely with love and spirit, then you have that right to stand up for who you are. You have the right to say enough is enough. You have the right to say my voice does matter. And I do have the right to pray. I do have the right to sing. I do have the right to create in the benevolence of who I am, because that's what I'm here for. I'm a special person. I've been sent with special gifts, and I have the right to fully be me. And I will be. I can create something from nothing. That is my truth. And my truth is my vibration. And everybody will have their experience that is needed for them. They'll have that experience. That's what's required for their soul. There's no wrong. There's no wrong. It's all neutral. But how each and every person chooses to emotionally attach with it or detach, that will allow you that sense of calmness and say, oh, I don't have to attach with it emotionally. It doesn't belong to me. That's their experience that they need to go through what they need to go through. And that's okay. I still love every being on this planet. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all source. In the heavens, we're brothers and sisters. It's just down here, we're choosing to play all these egoic games to, what did they call it? The rivalry energies. You know, these rivalry energies is what the ego thinks, that I'm not good enough. I don't belong. Yes, you do belong. You belong. You're spirit. You belong everywhere. Just know that you belong for yourself. None of the games have to become, you know, let go, you belong, you're perfect, you're God loves you, source loves you, you're perfect, God loves you. Start believing in it, start knowing. You don't have to change who you are, you don't have to change how you behave and act and live. Be the expansive expressiveness of who you are, be the joy and the benevolence of who you are, be the expressiveness of who you are. Source loves you, you're perfect, and that's how you create your reality, from your core vibration. Be love for you first, and your reality will create it so. And detach what no longer serves, detach what holds you down, detach what makes you feel sad and lonely, and detach yourself from whatever is holding you in that state of disrepair. Because they're all limitations, they're programs, and you can choose to step out of it. So we thank you, dear lighted ones, for joining us on this beautiful experience of rewriting human potential. Are we living in 3D programs that don't suit us, or are we opening ourselves up to the infinite, mutable experience that is potentiation, that is our infinite soul's experience? We love you so much. We love each and every one of you. You are all children of Source Creator. You are a creator of Source. You come from many planets. You come from the cosmos. You have infinite wisdoms and intelligence within you. Know that you are blessed. Know that you are infinitely abundant. Know that you're infinitely loved. And you are a part of this beautiful universal plan to take humanity into new experiences of joy. And we love each and every one of you. Bye.